Long before agriculture, before pottery, before anyone thought to domesticate a single plant, our ancestors had already found the world's first truly irresistible convenience food, honey. It's sweet, it's calorie-dense, and it requires no cooking whatsoever. The catch, of course, is that it comes with a built-in security system made of several thousand very motivated insects. So how exactly did early humans figure out that this sticky treasure existed, and more importantly, how did they get it out of the hive without being chased halfway across the savannah? The discovery almost certainly wasn't planned. Anthropologists think early hominins first encountered honey by accident, stumbling across a fallen log or a cracked tree trunk oozing with golden comb, maybe after a storm or a foraging animal had already broken it open. Curiosity and hunger did the rest. Chimpanzees and other primates today are known to raid beehives using sticks to fish out honey, and researchers believe our ancestors likely started the same way, learning through observation and trial and error, long before anyone carried a spear or lit a fire, Evidence for humanity's honey habit runs surprisingly deep. Rock art across Africa, some estimated to be thousands of years old, shows figures climbing toward beehives with what look like smoke or tools in hand. In places like the Cave of the Spider in Spain, ancient paintings depict a person dangling from vines to reach a wild hive, basket in tow. This isn't a one-off curiosity. It suggests that honey hunting was a widespread, well-established practice, important enough that people took the time to paint it onto stone. Getting the honey, though, meant dealing with bees, and bees do not appreciate having their home dismantled. So early humans developed a surprisingly clever workaround: smoke. Bees rely on scent signals to coordinate defense, and smoke disrupts that communication, essentially triggering a kind of confusion response rather than an alarm. It also masks the pheromones guard bees release to rally the colony. By smoldering bundles of grass or damp wood beneath a hive, early foragers could calm the swarm just enough to reach in and take the comb, a technique still used by traditional honey hunters today. Timing mattered too. Many wild bee colonies are more docile in cooler conditions, especially early in the morning or during overcast weather, when fewer guard bees are active outside the hive. Skilled honey hunters likely learned to read these patterns the same way they read animal tracks or weather signs, treating bee behavior as another piece of environmental knowledge to master. Still, stings were basically unavoidable. There was no armor thin enough to climb a tree in and thick enough to stop a bee, so a certain amount of swelling and cursing was simply the cost of dessert. That cost, evidently, was worth paying. Honey isn't just sweet, it's an extraordinarily efficient source of quick energy, packed with sugars the body can use almost immediately, plus trace nutrients and even mild antimicrobial properties. For hunter-gatherers, whose calorie supply could be unpredictable, a hive represented a jackpot: high reward, moderate risk, no cooking required. Some researchers argue that honey may have been an important, if occasional, energy source in the diets of early humans, filling gaps between successful hunts the way an energy bar might today. Over time, this risky little hobby became something closer to a skill set. Honey hunting required tracking bees back to their nests, understanding seasonal bloom patterns that affected hive productivity, and passing down safe harvesting techniques from one generation to the next. In some traditional societies today, that knowledge chain remains unbroken, with experienced hunters still using smoke, timing, and generations-old know-how to raid wild hives much like their ancestors did tens of thousands of years ago. So, the next time you drizzle honey into your tea without a second thought, spare a moment for the countless early humans who got there first, with sticky hands, watering eyes, and a few unfortunate stings to show for it. It's a small, sweet reminder that some of humanity's oldest habits weren't really about survival at all. Sometimes, then as now, it was simply about wanting something delicious badly enough to risk getting stung for it.